Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Super Metroid. Previously we had gone ahead and entered into Maridia, looking around the area a little bit, but we still haven't figured out where the boss is of this area and we're a little bit lost, so we're going to keep on exploring and hopefully finding someplace that makes a bit more sense, all things considering. And also we figured out the sand is awful and we don't want to have anything to do with sand when it comes down to it. You can't make that jump, can you? No. So we can't be going this way. You know, we don't have the thing to go ahead and make progression yet. We need the space jump, which we do not have yet. At least I don't think we can make that jump yet, so we can't. Anyways, we're not going that way. You're not supposed to be going that way. Instead, let's go ahead and we can drop a bomb here and we'll head back upwards and see where that takes us, because we need to be getting to... Where do we need to be getting to? We need to be getting to a couple of rooms that are like, we pass through them here ultimately. When we go through this elevator-like thing, we pass through them. But that's where we need to ultimately get, is these two rooms right there. So we just need to figure out how exactly to get there. The real question that we are facing today. So let's see if we can work our way around to that somehow. Question is where, and that's the issue, is I don't remember where. Such a dilemma we're in. The dilemma of the times, really. As this door right here is locked, so we can't go through there, obviously. Can we go down? Did we go down? We must have gone down. All these doors seem to be unlocked. But, I don't remember. As we should be able to make our way essentially down at some point. Yeah, I was thinking it was like right here. If we wait in here... Maybe we have to wait with the guys not attacking us. Are we sinking? Or are we still... No, we're not sinking. So this is not it. I was thinking it was this room right here. You just sunk down. Oops, let's not drop a power bomb. And it would have let you go further down into this pit. Because you know we fell down to this room, but that's not correct. We have to find another place that's like that. Question is where? Where, oh where would that be? I guess the other option... Oh, I have no idea. I'm going to spend some time looking around, so let's see what we can find. Oh, you can totally make that jump up. Never mind. I was just being dumb. So I made it up past that little sand area right there is ultimately what I did. I don't know if this is where you're supposed to be going, though. I don't remember... I thought you had... Or they were going to have you need space jump when you need to go through all this. We can technically go through that block up there. I'm not going to worry about that right away. Let's go over to this direction first. This is where I think it is. If we drop a power bomb, it will... I mean, it will tell us. It will let us know. We can, yeah, can go ahead and go up this direction. Pop up there, maybe. If we can go ahead and... First of all, let's de-equip that, or unequipped. Jumps that should not be difficult, that are all of a sudden difficult because sand is, once again, awful. And I wish I had the space jump. Come on. It's not that hard, really. Come on. Come on now. Again, should not be this difficult. Why is everything difficult? Oh my god. This is so difficult. It's easier just to wall jump right there if we can manage to do that. There we go. It's easier just to wall jump than jump from that lower platform. Good lord. Some of these things, I swear, I'm like, it should not be that hard, and then it's all of a sudden, it's like, it's so hard. Oh, can we not go this way? You probably have to approach from up top. Okay, we'll go ahead and do that from up top then. What you have to do here is take the grapple beam. Same issue, it's going to be a pain in the butt to jump into that little square there. We should be able to manage it maybe with a wall jump. Does that pop back at some point? I hope not. But things like that will just stay not in existence, that block there, and we won't have to worry about that as we try to get our way in there. So again, no space jump makes this very difficult. This doesn't lead anywhere that we need to ultimately go. It just is a, you know, we can go here and it's great that we can, but it doesn't lead anywhere that we need to go. Come on. You're almost there. There we go, just like that. So you're not supposed to do this yet, but that doesn't stop me before. It's just going to be a pain. This is going to take a couple of tries to go ahead and get up there, because you get up here, and I'll even show you. There's a bunch of bugs at the top that's going to knock you out of your sequence, so it's going to take me a couple times to go ahead and avoid them as I make that funnel. Okay, there, perfect. That actually only took twice, so I don't even have to cut anything out. It's always great when you're like, oh, this is great, I don't have to cut anything else. This should reroute us, however, to, if I remember correctly, we want to stay to the one side. But this should go ahead and reroute us to, yeah, right here, to that door we saw. And this will lead us to an upgrade, but one that we actually don't really need. There's an enemy here that is all sorts of interesting. Do we have to drop a bomb? Yeah, we do. We're supposed to drop that earlier. This guy can eat sand, so we're going to go ahead and let him do his job, which is eating sand. The only thing he's ever wanted to do, really. So, I'm not even sure, like, what the name of this enemy is. It's probably like Buzzard or something like that. Something, you know, that's very like Nintendo-esque, is to call something a Buzzard. I'm sure there's a Nintendo enemy called just that. But anyways, we'll follow him, and he'll at the very least bring us over into the new area. He's so kind, ain't he? So, bit by bit, we keep on moving to the right there, and eventually we'll get to the other side, and this will allow us to get something, or at least as long as I remember correctly, this will allow us to get something that we don't have yet. And it'll at least be, that's a real joy to have, all things considering. It's just one of those things that we have to go ahead and wait, and we're done. Thanks, buddy. Sorry, but I don't have any use for you now. Is that mean? I don't think that's sand ever respawns, so we don't have to worry about that. If we come down here, we have a little maze that leads to another one of those power-ups, and that's really also, let's not just use power bombs willy-nilly. Even though we use them a lot, we don't need to be wasting them by any means. Instead, we'll come over to the side here and grab whatever this is. Actually, you can even see it. It is Spring Ball. This is really handy. This is really great because now, for just your basic jumps, you don't have to, use a, you don't have to bomb jump all the time, which is great. And it's a pretty sizable jump at that, which is also nice. Like you see, we get all the way back up these holes. So, yeah, it's a good thing. Also, I need to stop having power bombs equipped. But we have that. But that actually doesn't solve any issues for us. I mean, that's nice to have and all that, but that's not a necessary power-up by any means. So where we need to go is still a mystery. So we can fall down here, for one. And this will lead us just out of the room. Also, we have to go ahead and deal with this again. We could have actually left those guys alive, and that would have been an easier way to go through there. Question is, where do we go now? I'm going to go ahead and, I guess, go back to wandering, and if I have any good commentary, I'll leave something in, but otherwise, I mean, we'll cut ahead until where I find where we're supposed to go. Oh, there's a room here we haven't gone into. Oh, it's just the map room. Well, at least this might tell us where we're supposed to go. This might be handy. So you're supposed to so there's a whole bunch of rooms there that we can go ahead and go through. You see where the boss is, but that doesn't really help us. We need, see where we need to get is like right in the center there maybe. We're gonna have to go ahead and again do more exploring is ultimately what it comes down to. I just don't remember quite how we get into those rooms. So it's an adventure, really. Oh, you can go down here. Hold on a sec. I think I found it. I just didn't realize you could go down in this room. If you want a reference on the map where I am, I just was back through that room that I had all the trouble with the grappling beam. I'm in the next room after that. This is totally where you go. Okay, perfect. We found it. We're going to go straight to the boss, by the way. If we can get that. I'm not sure if we can go straight to the boss from here. But if we can, we will take advantage of that because, oh boy. Once you get to the boss and you can get a couple of things, and one of those things is so helpful and eliminates the need for the grappling beam entirely, which I would appreciate. I don't think most people have the same issues with the grappling beam. I think that's just a me thing, but still, I'm like, not fun, the grappling beam. I'm like, I do not enjoy using you. You are not a fun tool in my tool bucket. Toolbox, I guess. Is there such thing as a tool bucket? Is that something people say? Okay, so this room, you're ultimately supposed to go, there's a couple different directions. I'm not going to get something I could get already, but I'm not going to get it. But if we go, I'm trying to remember exactly where it is. Is it here? That's forward. If you kind of mark it, hold on. Okay, that's where it is. So if you go from the one direction, go here, and then Shine Spark. If you do the Shine Spark correctly, that is an important part of the process. And then Shine Spark upwards here. Go ahead and get, for one, a missile tank. But you have to be careful because I believe there is fall down blocks right here. But if you continue off, or not off, but on to this direction, and careful about the fall down blocks, which are right there. I mean, you can kind of, if you know they're there, you can see them, but you get super missiles as well, which is great. Why could we not go up? Okay, we haven't been to the room up above yet. Let's go ahead and do that. I'll show this. Fall down blocks. Oh no. It's not that big of a deal, but one of those things, they do exist. This room is a little bit easier to do once you have the next power up, but with the wall jumps, more technically the grapple beam, if you want to use the grapple beam, you can get through it pretty easily. I'm not that concerned. You're supposed to come through this with something else, but I think we can go ahead and get up to the next room if we wanted to. I just want to see what's up there before we go ahead and fight this boss, because sometimes they put goodies, so to speak, right before bosses, and if this is something we're supposed to get, then there's no reason for us not to go ahead and get whatever this goodie is. There's a couple of other power-ups we could also... Ooh, that's not good. That's Metroids. With the Ice Beam, you can go ahead and kill them. Otherwise, they're a bit of an issue, but they're fine. They're not all that bad in this game. It's not Metroid 2, which they were a major problem is. If you guys remember Metroid 2 by any means, they were, I mean, the only real enemy in that game, but man, were they a problem. I think you have to run through the bottom, maybe? Yeah. And you go into this room, and is this the energy tank? No, it's a boss. Shoot. Oh, well, we'll just use our power missiles. You have to aim him in the head. I forgot this was here. This is like a mini boss. I wouldn't even call this a boss. It's just kind of not super great because I don't have a whole lot of energy. So, and I don't even want to use my super missile on this guy. He's like one of the very forgettable bosses. And he's so much easier if you break sequence, but that's not the end of the world. And I wonder if he is the one that unlocks the door, not the other guy I was thinking of. Now, that's entirely possible. Because you don't have to technically come up this direction. There you go. I was say half a dozen super missiles, and he goes ahead and knocks him out. Opens this up. What do we get as our prize for fighting him? Is there something in here? Hold on. Just gonna check. Okay, no, there's no goodies there directly. Just a boss that wants to play with this, or a mini boss, I guess. Does this lead? Oh no, this leads to the boss. Hold on a sec. I was thinking that this was all somewhere else. Let's head back. I want to finish off that room. I was thinking that, you know, what this is right here happened later, but I was wrong. So we're gonna go ahead and just go down there real quick and grab the one like door that was at the very end of that room. Also there, you guys see that, right? I'm not the only person that sees it. We'll go ahead and get that on the way back up, but there's totally some energy up there that we can grab. We will take advantage of that in a second. First, let's go back down and check the one room or the end of that hallway. There's more stuff we can do there, but I'm not going to do that until we're on our way out, because otherwise it's kind of a pain to get back. But if we just kind of continue on this way, at some point we're going to have to jump our way up. Right here. Where do we jump up? It's easier just to drop. I mean, you could use the X-ray scope as well, but ultimately it's easier just to drop the power bomb and see. Where do you get it? What? Where do you go up? Oh, that's what it is. You have to use the super fast run. It's not long enough, is it? Oh, I guess it is. Just barely. So pop down here. And then we'll just go ahead and run really quickly to the end of this room. Also, you can stand on those guys. Ain't that so helpful? But we'll run to the end of this room and see what is over here. Just by wall jumping up here. What is in this room? I don't remember. We go into here. Oh, this goes further down. These must be the areas I was thinking about where you could go further down. We're not going to do this yet. We will come back here. So instead, I'll meet you back up in that previous room we were just at, where I was like, okay, we can go ahead and do this, but let's go ahead and do the other thing first. And I'm like, now the other thing, as we find out, is really nothing. So there was really no reason for us to come back down here. Okay, with that, we're back into this room. We need to figure out how exactly to go ahead and get up into that one low compartment so we can get the energy tank. Let's start by clearing out the blocks. Maybe. Clear out these blocks right here. I actually filled up on energy and then I realized like later on I was like, I completely did not need to do that. I think if we just jump like right here and crouch. Just lead through. Yes, exactly. That leads all the way through, right? Yep. Yep. Nope. Okay. Oops. That's just mean. So how are you supposed to do that? You're supposed to jump up there. Okay. So, I mean, now we see. So we'll go ahead and make a note that when we get to that final bit to jump and not fall. Because falling is bad. Even though we should have expected, really, that they would have done some sort of trick like that there. Also, we have the thing that lets us jump now. So, of course, we should be taking advantage of that. So you get to here, and then... Is it here that you jump up? No. It's one more over. Oops. Oh well. We will make it over there in due time. It's not even worth cutting at this point because it's just going to take us all of 10 seconds to do this one more time. Unless I screw it up again, in which case I probably did cut, which would be bad. So we need to go here and then jump up. There we go. Got the energy tank. And with that, we are ready for our next boss. We're only missing 2 energy tanks in the entire game, and I think I know where one of them is. Or at least I kind of... Oh, oops. Well, this is what happens when you fall down into one of these, is they take you down. I will meet you guys back up there in a second. So we'll just rush through this room, and we're out. We're into new territory again, which is exactly what we wanted. Also, Metroids, go ahead and take care of them. The Metroids are supposed to be extinct, but for whatever reason, there's all sorts of Metroids here. You can go ahead and take them out just using regular shots. There's no reason to really worry about that too much. They're not that difficult to fight, really. Does this door open up? No, it does not. That's after the boss. So we have to go through the boss, or beat the boss still before we can go ahead and get into those locked doors. So don't pay those too much attention, all things considering. And that's where we're going to kind of making a beeline for right now is the boss. Which is, you know, it should be close to us, or close, all things considering. Should be, also be careful not to fall into the, I don't think these go down, but still, you want to be careful not to fall into the lower rooms. But anyways, Metroids, for the most part, are pretty easy to kill. All things considering. And I'm just going to go ahead and wall jump up these. You're supposed to use the grapple beam. I don't like using the grapple beam, so we're not going to use the grapple beam. Now, if you can stay up, you know, the next room or the next door or whatever you want to call it that's important is a save room. I want to say that's on the top side of this. So we'll see if we can get there. Because that's a, you know, it's nice to have that save room available right before said boss. There we go. A lot of these things, once I get them started, it's not that difficult. It's the getting them started that I tend to have the trouble with, or that it takes me a while to go ahead and get. Let's go ahead and, again, see, once I get it started, it's not all that hard, except when there's a lip like that. I say they're making it more difficult. They know. They figured out on the ploy. Nintendo, how could you? Shoot. Come on. Come on, out of the sand now. Don't make me actually use the grapple beam. I don't want to. I sound like a bloody kid. Don't want to use the grapple beam. Don't make me. Don't make me. I'm like, no. Now, Sally. You don't have any choice about this. We've talked about this. Oh, maybe I'm not going to be able to do that. Okay, I'll go ahead and do this proper. Okay, so we just need to get over there and then grapple onto the side there. Be easier just to wall jump. But no, the game's like, no, you can't wall jump. That's not intended. I'm like, but I want to. The game's like, no, not intended. Okay, so if you go into grapple at a side wall like this, it allows you to wall jump easier. I say as I screw it up. It's not easier. I don't know how exactly they want you to do it. But needless to say, I'm not doing it. Whatever you want to say, this is not easier. I'm not sure what they were thinking. Whatever they were thinking, they were wrong, clearly. I say as the player of the game. Good lord. Like, is anyone else as bad as I am with the wall, or with the grapple beam? Because it's a little bit amazing. Okay, there we go, did it. Not, again, how you're supposed to do that, but I don't care. Hi, buddy. Let's go ahead and grab the save point. I'm not worried about dying so much, but we'll grab the save point, and more importantly, behind it should actually be, before we even save, I'll go ahead and do this, should be a recharge station. Just for HP. I don't need this. I have enough missiles and everything else. I don't really need to do any grinding or anything, but it's good to note that it is there at the very least, and we'll be needing it probably on the way out. Especially because we won't be doing the boss the normal way. And by the normal way, I mean shooting it a lot. We will be doing it a different way, which, I don't know, I think my way is more fun. It's more interesting. So, if we go ahead and just, you know, avoid spikes, I say, as I jump into the spikes. You don't actually have to avoid them. They're not real. Is there anything to the side here? I don't remember. Yeah, there should be. I'm trying to remember exactly. Is it something? Yeah, there should be a missile right here. We can go ahead and pick that up real quick. Again, we're not going to use missiles, but since they're giving it to us, there's no reason not to. You can see these are also fake, but they don't really go anywhere. These are the only ones you care about right here. And if we go down, you see a very familiar door. Go ahead and shoot it once with that. And we're into a boss room. Dun, dun, dun. Boss music starts playing. Like, well, where's the boss? Well, we'll get to that in a second. First of all, the first thing you want to do is shoot these. All of them. They're shooting out energy at you normally. Well, if you shoot them with super missiles, they're no longer shooting out energy with you. Well, we have all forces of the little guys. These guys can't be too bad, right? Well, you say that until you see whenever it's going to come out. Hello, Big Mama. So, the only area of this guy that is actually vulnerable is his stomach. Now, if you go ahead and let him grab you, or if you get stuck by those, he will grab you. Now, what you're supposed to do is he has either just like a flyby, where you can hit him, or you can go ahead and hit him when he's like this. Or, if you're like me, you can go ahead and let him hit you, and you see that you can actually, like, you can use the grapple beam when you're like this. Now, what's important, see if we can do it, we might actually be facing the wrong direction. Yeah, we're totally facing the wrong direction. We have to be actually facing, oh, hold on, maybe. Nope, we missed on this chance. You're supposed to grapple onto one of those electrical areas. We need to be facing the other direction when he does that. So, let's go ahead and, come at me, big boy. Come on. Just try me. It's not that one. I'll say, oh, he's still gonna grab me. So you want to just struggle against him as much as you can here. I don't know how many energy tanks you need total, but you do need a good number of energy tanks to get through this fight. It's not an easy fight by any means. I'll just use missiles here. Okay, so you let him hit you a good number of times. So I'll say this: you have to have a good number of HP, or a good amount of HP to go ahead and do this. If I remember correctly. That is, as long as I'm remembering how to do this fight correctly. And you grab onto that, and you see we're taking damage through all this. Well, so is he. You actually didn't need that much to take care of him that time, but that's because I hit him with a good number of super missiles. That fight isn't all that difficult, but especially if you do it that method. Also, he has more children now. But if you're fighting him normally, it actually is one of the two fights I would say in this game that are probably easy to die your first way through. But, you know, this time through, it was fine. We did it. We didn't die at all. Instead, we go ahead and get, as I've said so many times in the last couple of minutes, the space jump. Thank you. I've been wanting this for a long time. Now, this space jump, how it works, actually gets a little bit different later into the game. And what I mean is, so like you'll jump, and then as you're on your way back down, you have to hit the button again to go. The timing of that, I always felt like it changes a little bit with another power-up you get later in the game. I'm not sure if I'm correct on that, but you know, it's not the most difficult thing to use, but all the wall jumping that I've been doing up to this point now essentially is not really necessary. You don't really need to do all the crazy wall jumping we've been doing up until this point to go ahead and move forward. I will still do it because I think it's easier to do that way, but I mean, it's not necessary anymore. Anyways, with that, I hope you guys have all enjoyed. I didn't actually save there. I wanted to save, but nope. I'm like, nope, let's hit the B button because that's usually what my thumb is on. Let's save, and then we'll finish off the episode there. And next time, I mean, it's a good time to do cleanup. With a little bit of cleanup we have to do. There's a couple of missile tanks specifically that we need to go back and get, and then after that we'll continue our way on to, you know, the rest of the area. We have empty areas here that we can go to, new upgrades to get, and then it's time to finally go and find Ridley because he's hiding out here somewhere. Anyways, I hope you guys have all enjoyed, and I will see you guys all next time. See you then.